Hi everyone, this is a Viz Mentor. The main purpose of this channel is to focus on tips, tricks, and workflows that I have learned and developed over the years working as a 3D artist here in Australia. I will be making tutorials on what scripts and plugins you can use to make your workflow a lot faster. I will also be taking you through how I compose my images and select what lighting works best for the scene. These tutorials will be kept short and to the point, and I will try my best to keep these videos as simple as possible but still resourceful. Okay, so the first script we're going to be looking at is the copy and paste object. I've got a link down in the description, so if you click that, it'll take you to this website. There's a download link right here, so if you click that, you should be able to get the file. Once you have the file, what you need to do is basically go to scripting, run the script. So that's this one, copy paste object. You should be able to see the script. If I go to customize user interface, toolbars, if I go down to CG tools, so you've got the copy objects to file or paste objects to file. So the first thing that you can do is basically either create a shortcut button for it. So if you can drag a copy and one for paste. Or what you can do is basically if you go to customize hotkey editor, you can also assign a keyboard shortcut for it, like I've done. So if I go copy, so I've assigned a shortcut key which is the Ctrl+Shift+C for copy, and paste objects from file, so Ctrl+Shift+V. so you can also assign a keyboard shortcut. Okay, so the first script that we're going to be looking at is the copy paste object scripts, which helps you copy an object from one file to another instead of doing file and save selection. So the way you use it is basically if you go to the file where you want to copy that object from. So I've set up a shortcut key for the script, which is Ctrl+Shift+C. so I'll just do that, Ctrl+Shift+C, and it'll take a couple of seconds to save the object file. Depending on the object, how complex the geometry is, it'll either take a long time or it'll be quick if the object is small. In that case, just took like 2 seconds. Once it's saved, you can go to the other file and you can paste the object. Again, in my case, I've set up a shortcut key which is Ctrl+Shift+V. Depending on the object size, again, it'll take a couple of seconds to basically load that file and import it in the background, and it will actually bring the object in the same coordinate space as it was in the other file. So if I go back to the other file, if I select that object, I can see that it was at these coordinates in the XYZ system. So if I go to the new file and if I check it here, those are the same values. And yeah, it just helps a lot in basically bringing objects from one file to the other. So the next script we're looking at is the Base+Pivot script. I've got a link down in the description, so if you click that, it'll take you to this website. You can find the script if you scroll down, and if you click this link, center and ground pivot script. So if you click that, it'll download the file. Once you have the file, what you need to do is basically go to Max, do run script, and then just run the Base+Pivot script. Once you've done that, you can find the script if you go to customize user interface, go to toolbars, and if you scroll to luxury visuals, you should be able to just find it there. You can drag and drop. I also find it helpful. I've created a shortcut for it. So if you go to hotkey editor, you can find it in Base+Pivot. So I've assigned shift plus backslash. So to demonstrate that, what I can do is basically if I have a box, so right now the pivot is at the bottom, if I hit shift backslash, it'll take it to the center of the object, and then basically I can quickly go back and forth between the pivots. So the next script we're looking at is the quick attach. There's a link down in the description. So if you click that, it'll take you to this website. You can download the script from here, just down at the bottom. Once you've downloaded it, what you can do is basically just go to scripts, run script, just find and run the script. Once you've done that, you should be able to find the script in customize user interface, go to toolbars, and then go to the first one, which will be scripts, and you can just find it there, quick attach. So the way it works is basically you select the objects that you want to attach into one single mesh. You select both of them, you run the script, and do you want it to be converted into edit poly, edit mesh, whatever you prefer. I prefer edit poly, and I'll just hit attach, and it basically it just converts that into one editable poly object. So that's the first part of doing it. Again, it takes like a couple of seconds to get this done. Now instead of again like going there and changing the pivot, the second script that I use, it basically shifts the pivot of the object from either from the center of the object to the base. So once I have the object selected, I've got a shortcut key assigned, which is shift backslash. So if I press that, it moved the pivot point to the base object. Basically the way this will help me is like if I have that object and I want to place it on this table. So first step, attach. Second step, change the pivot to base. Third step is basically you click this, select and place, or the shortcut Y. So if I press Y, it changes to that, and I can click and hold and just drop it there, and you'll see it placed the object perfectly on the surface. It works really well, and it'll just help you a lot of hassle of trying to change the perspective view to front view to orthographic and stuff. Like you can place it on any surface if you have a painting or vase or anything. So it just works really well. So the next script we're looking at is the effects channel set. I've got a link down in the description. If you click that, it'll take you to this website. You can find the download link just at the bottom there. If you open this link, it'll open this Case Studios website, and you can download this script. This script also actually contains some other scripts as well, which is a sweep profile and like some other random scripts. Once you've downloaded the file, it'll give you a MZP file. So what you need to do is basically just drag that MZP file onto the 3D Studio Max's viewport, drag and drop, and it'll open up this window, and you can just hit install. Once you've installed it, you can find the script if you go to customize user interface, go to toolbars, and if you scroll down, there should be a Case Studios category there. As you can see, it installed multiple scripts, and then you can find the effect channel set. It's just this one. Okay, so the next script that basically helps with post production is basically effect channel set. So the way you set it up is basically once you've got all your scenes set up and you're assigning materials, like I used to do this at an earlier stage rather than at the end. So once I'm making the materials, applying the materials, what I'll do is basically so if I go to that material, you basically scroll down, go to advanced options, and just there the default value is -1, which basically means it's disabled. So I basically start assigning material IDs to each and every material. So I'll do like 100 for this one. Select an next one. So if I go there, scroll down, and then you go advanced options, and then do 101, and then same for any other object in the scene. You don't have to do this for each and every object in the scene, but just the main material which you know that you're going to be manipulating in the final post-production. So like I've set up those 3 materials. Once that is done, I'll just run the script. It'll basically show me all the material IDs I've set up in the scene, as well as the object IDs. So once I know I've set up all the IDs that I need to, I just need to hit create render elements. And what this does is basically if I go to my render elements setup, it has basically created these 4 render elements at the end, and you can see that material ID is basically going to be showing me RGB colors for those 3 materials that I set up. To show you guys how it looks, let me just start an interactive render. So give it a couple of seconds to load. So I know I have to fix this wood material in post. So if I go there and if I look at that, it basically shows you just the R, G and the B values of these objects. And I'll show you how to use these render elements in post-production. So once you're in Photoshop and you've got your beauty pass and the render element there, the way to use these render element passes is basically you don't just go there and start selecting them like this, or even by like doing color range. Like this won't give you a 100% accurate selection of the area. So the best practice to select this is basically you have the render element selected, you go to channels and you control click red. This basically selects the value of red and it selects it to close to a perfect selection. So now if I go back, I can basically if I need to change the exposure, I just need to change that, and you can see again, like this was still a really small interactive render saved, so you are getting a little bit of fringing on the edges, but on a higher res image this will eliminate any fringing in the image, and it just helps make the post-processing the image a lot faster and more accurate. And at any point if you feel you can still see fringing, one small tip is basically what you do is you select the pass, you select a brush, make sure you've got a soft brush, not a hard brush, and once you've got a mask selected, instead of just trying to like paint those areas in or out, what you can do is basically change your brushing mode to overlay. So what this does is basically so really if you start clicking it, see how that filled it up, and it just gets rid of all that fringing on the edges. So what this is basically doing, it's basically trying to get rid of that fringing around the edges. So but you have to be careful not to overuse it, because in some case it might start showing areas where you don't want it to be shown. So the next script we're looking at is the watercolor tools. I've got a link down in the description. If you open that, it'll take you to this website. You can download it from down here. Once you've downloaded it, what you need to do is basically, instead of running the script, just go open script, and then open the watercolor tools. Once you open it, you'll get this window. What you need to do is basically just select all, Control A, and then click and drag and drop to create a shortcut for it. So when you run the script and you click color by material, it'll change the colors of each and every object in the scene according to their materials. So when you actually render the image, you will get those colors for those objects in your render elements file colors. So just to give you a preview, if I start the interactive now, I should be able to show you this. So as you can see, like this image is a mirror image of whatever colors you're seeing there. So if I hit color by material again, it'll get updated. So when you get a model from a different software into 3D Studio Max, it'll actually show the whole model under just one color. So this script actually helps you randomize each and every material and gives you like a better render element for watercolors that can help you when you're doing the selection in post-production. So guys, this is it for this week. I will be posting another video next week with the part 2 of free scripts. So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave any questions you have down in the comment section below. And I will see you guys next week.